give me a day. Let me walk with you. Or let us walk with you a day on the compound, man. In your room, you're in the middle of your sentence at that 34, somewhere in the 18 mark or 17 mark. You don't see no light down the tunnel. You know, you feel it. You hoping, you praying at night.
Right.
What's going through Tony Lewis' mind?
And my son, you know, that's, you know, all the great things that he's been doing for this city, man. You know, when I needed to draw strength, you know, 'cause he made me feel like almost that I was home. I mean, with all the pictures, all the phone calls, all the emails, articles, magazines, newspapers, being, you know, in the public eye, man, but all for positive things. So, you know, out of prison shit, man, it's really barely a day when there's positive shit going on, you know. But also, man, dealing with some of the young guys in there that, you know, that was pretty receptive to wanting to change their lives. One particular guy, man, he was from the South Side. They call him Hat. You know what I'm saying? They're a good young man that I met. But at first he came in, you know, face all turned up. You know, he came in on the bad side. You know, he wanted, you know, he's seen some of his homies and shit like that, man. But you know, just a lot of the mentoring, such as with him, and he's been home for a minute now. Got a successful business going, tow truck, road service.
What's his name? We can give him a shout. What's his name? His business? You know the name of it?
A&M.
A&M?
Yeah, A&M too. Definitely give him a shout out and support that black business, man. A&M towing and road service. Jerome Bradley, that's his real name, but we call him Hat though.
Okay.
And good man, good young man. Never forgot me when he went home, and he fought something with my son. Anything he could add or contribute, he always look out, man. And good brother. And there's a few young guys, man, that I've had the opportunity to meet and mentor too, man. And so those are things that I tried to walk in in prison, man, or try to, you know, also taking courses, man, trying to, you know, just learn things, man, try to better my life. Because even though the hope, it would have, you know, getting denied and things wasn't happening the way that you would want, and the hope was real low on things, but just had to keep fighting, man. You know, praying, keeping God first, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people dudes be like coming from our life, man. They don't want to say, man, that they really believe that it's God or God that helps, man. But that is real, man. God is real, and I really believe in that. So that helped too, you know. And even with you, Bone, you know, we didn't talk sometimes since I've been out. Just hearing about the positive things that you were doing. That type of shit motivate me too. Because knowing where you come from, you was my Cody. We was, you know what I'm saying. And once you got your opportunity, man, you know, you know, you took the right opportunity, man. Look at you now, man. You know, and I'm always available for you for anything you say. I'm there. You know, that's what I respect. You know, the good man that you are. Yeah, man. So just you know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, man. It all, you know, to help me.
Right.
You
Did
know?
you have any dark moments where any bitterness grew in where you was just like mad at family, friends, or
I'm human. Yeah, I had some of those moments. You know what I'm saying? And stopped talking to a lot of people because of those moments.
Right.
I mean, some for the whole time.
Right.
And I might run into them since I've been home or whatever. And I'll tell them I ain't mad because they know something wrong. Because I just cut them off. I stop and I tell them why, and but I ain't mad at them or anything. But I don't fuck with you still. You know what I'm saying? There ain't nothing changed. I don't, but I ain't met some females, some males, you know. Yeah. So but I had that bitterness. I ain't I'm human like most others, you know.
Yeah, that's good. And again, the man shit, that's gonna be the top of the conversation. You stay on your man time, you know what I'm saying? It's a saying they say, don't say it once, you can't say twice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even like with your son coming out, and it's times with him, I can see he was out here, like, he had that strong personality too. You know what I'm saying? With those, he ain't gonna do the whole accent. You know what I'm saying? The older he got, the less he even gonna bring it up. You know what I'm saying? I guess he gonna figure it out. He was a little younger. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it was DNA. It's DNA passed down, right? But it's like, man, so now that you out here, let me see before we leave jail, what certificates you got? What type of program you got?
Yeah, I was one of the ones that I'm most proud of is the dental technician certification that I got in Long Park.
Okay.
That was big, man. It took me like 10 years to get that done. I've been there, wanted to drop out of that, quit that class and schooling, man, but it was so gratifying to get it, even though it took a long time. And it was some complicated shit, man. Just a street motherfucker. And then all of a sudden, you getting into learning how dentistry go and how to set up dentures and, you know, different things like that. So that was the biggest accomplishment for me. You know, I had already had my high school diploma and stuff like that. You know, and then the YMI mentoring program that Mr. Dominic Henry, a good friend of, I don't know if you ran into him through the system, but that's how I met him. You know, well, I knew something about him out on the street too, but that was a real gratifying thing too. Young Men Incorporated, man. You know, those young guys, they really loved that program, man. And Cumberland had it, and you know, some things happened, but we got a good year or two run from it, and that was real gratifying to me too. You know, because they taught us some public speaking, and you know how to mentor to guys, how to listen to them, and you know, just give advice, man, and just try to better their lives by using your example of what not to do. Right. You know, so yeah, and I want to continue. I am going to keep giving back to my community, man. I took a lot away from the community. I understand that now with selling drugs in the community. I always apologize for that, but to show even more, I'm gonna be giving back to my community every day, every opportunity that I get, and that's what I want to do. That's what I'm going to do. And of course, you know, my son, that's his thing anyway. Right. But I want to be a part of his team, and we really gonna be a force, even more than now. You know,
and the show is a national show. You know, hopefully go international. But I know a lot of locals that was more close to what went on in the city. For those that's curiosity, what went through your mind when you first heard Rayford Evans became a foreman?
I was actually shocked, you know, because as you know, it didn't happen on our case. All of us went to trial. All of us stood strong, and you know, we got convicted. And we got sent off to prison without parole sentences, and you know, whatever. So you know, when the second situation came about with him in Lewisburg, and you know, that seems to be what tripped him into, you know, doing what he did. Yeah, I was shocked. I never, you know, I was shocked, you know.
Right, yeah. I was curious on your statement. I was shocked too, but I just want to get your perspective on it. You know, in the inquiring minds, let them, you know, I know they want to know what's going through your mind. They've been hearing about you almost like Kaiser Sosa. You know what I'm saying? They heard the name, they ain't see you, then they put a voice to you, right?
Yeah, I'm back, man. Y'all see me. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back.
Hey, man. Hey, look. Let's talk about that gear you used to wear, man. Let's talk about that gear, man. Versace, man. Hugo Balls, man. You got the collar up real high. We got our little Gucci sweatshirts on. You covered all this hard Susan Bennett. Y'all had me going to Susan Bennett. Squeezing them joints, man, like that, man.
Yeah, you was doing it too.
Yeah, man. Where you get that eye from, man?
Yeah, man. Just as everybody else, kind of like, you know, you look up to certain guys, older guys, man, that, you know, that was always on top of the, you know, whether it's cars, whether it's the clothes, whether it's just all fine things. Right. And I didn't get into the game to have the fine things. I got into it to help my mother, my siblings, and myself with the strong poverty in the city. And then, you know, as time goes on, the game just consumes you. It's the way of life. And, you know, and so you live that life, you're getting plenty of money, and you want the finest things, and that's how it was. That's what it had become, you know. But it didn't start as that. But you know, that was the history.
And back then, if you can think of, give me your top 3 flies guys in that era.
I gotta say, number one, in my opinion, Cornell Jones.
With the gear Cornell was flies?
Yeah.
Okay, I slept on Cornell. I had my top 3. I had him in my top 6 or 7. I had him in
Cornell always had the, you know, he always had the finest stuff, however he liked to do it, but it was always the finest shit. It didn't matter. You know, gotta say Frey.
Okay,
yeah, Michael Frey.
Yeah.
And gotta say Ty and Ed up the Madness Shop. Yeah, that would be my top 3 older. Yeah.
Okay. Man, since you've been home, what's your opinion about the social media? What you think about it? I know you don't know much about it, but just what you think
right.
about.
From what I see, I think it's a good thing when used right.
Mm-hmm.
When used strategically, it can be a big plus.
Right.
And I notice a few people who know how to use it that way, and I see the advantages in it. So overall, I think it's a good thing when used right and did right.
Right.
Because I know that I see the other examples that when it's
wrong.
Just you, it's funny as hell. But overall, I the people who know how to strategically use that, is a big plus.
Right.
A big plus.
What's Tony Lewis' 5-year goal plan for the next 5 years?
Probably get some of this life story on the screen.
Okay,
that's
makes
one.
Sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's one. Definitely giving back to the community, man, and trying to get our younger people, which I love all our young people, our young homies. I know you do too. You do the work. My son love all the young people, and just for us to get them, man, before they get taken, man. Because I was just saying to my son, and I know a lot of people noticing, like a lot of the older dudes are getting out of prison after 25, 30, and 35 years. You know what I'm saying? And those cells are open. And the feds and the government want to fill themselves with young black men, especially the ones that they consider to be violent, the gun offenders, the carjackings, the robberies, and those cells open, and they're not gonna keep them open for long. They're gonna fill them, and the young guys got to see this, man, and because we got the cake baked for us, and we was just sitting there saying we didn't see what once we got arrested, we was figuring, oh, okay, we might gonna do a little bit of time, or we only gonna get this amount of time, or we're gonna get out on bond, or whatever the case may be. And once the violence is so bad, and everybody, especially the politicians, they want to use it to their advantage. So I got it being like the same way when the crack came. How they rounded up a rack of us, and we didn't see the light of day till 20, 30 years afterwards. I just predict that with the violence, the young people gonna pay the cost if they don't change their life and get out of this shit now, man. They got to get out of it, man, because they got a cake bake, and they got a lot of room in federal prison. And that's where all this DC prisoners going, because we ain't got no state. That's where you going at. You know what I'm saying? And
and it's funny because I've been looking at how they've been rounding the youngers up lately. It made me think about how they rounded up the conspiracy drug
thing. It's not for drugs now. Some of the cases got a drug element, some small shit, maybe fentanyl, but a small amount. But it's mainly the violence that's gonna make them move against whoever the youngest or whatever situation do it in. But the violence, man, with the violence, it knows no name or nobody, man. That's what's so dangerous about that shit. You know what I'm saying? At least with the drugs, people chose to use, people chose not to use. It was however, but the violence, anybody can be a victim. And that shit is, all of us got kids, we got grandkids, we got mothers, we got women, and just loved ones in general, man. And that shit ain't cool, man. I love my young people, we love the young people, man. But this city, people can't keep living in fear, and the way this shit is going, man. And the government ain't gonna stand for it. And they baking that cake, man. And again, I'm trying to tell the young people, don't get taken, because I barely made it home. After all, you know what I'm saying? All of us don't make it home, man. The violence in prison, they killing motherfuckers left and right in prison. The drug use, overdose, and the same shit happening on the street is happening in the prisons on a high level. Ain't nowhere to run, ain't nowhere to hide in that shit when the shit hit the fan, you know?
Exactly.
So why put yourself through that, young people, is you gotta, man. We got so many programs in the city, we need more. To Mayor Bowser, we need more, Mayor. With the DC Council, we need more. Mental health, more job opportunities. The economic, we need to be included, man, in all this economic activity that's going on in our city that's not being shared equally, or not even close to equally. You know what I'm saying? So the business owners and stuff got to stop looking at every time we go for a job. Oh, you're a convicted felon. You're a returning citizen. Scratch him. Let's go to the next person. You're pushing people back into the criminal life where people got to survive. So the business leaders, y'all got to, I know y'all always saying about some of the business leaders saying their business going down because the areas is getting so violent and all that. y'all playing a part in it when y'all don't give a man an opportunity just because he might have been locked up or he got something on his record or whatever. You know, it's a two-way street.
Right.
You know, again, like I said before, we asking the young people, put the guns down, stop the violence. But what else they gonna pick up? You got to give them something to pick up. You got to give them a job. You got to give them some type of training to get a job. You gotta help them.
Right.
You gotta help them. And you know, my son, and they're fighting every day. And other, you know, you fighting you with the, you know, and other good men in our city, man. That all of us trying to find a solution to this problem or help to cut down on the problem. But you know, we can't do it alone. We can't do it by ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Out the park, niggas know me. Curtbone, little homie. All days. Yeah. Been a road.
Thank you for watching Changing Jewels on Curtbone TV. If you like the jewels that we are dropping, subscribe, hit the notification, and share with some friends. And I'll see you on the next episode of Changing Jewels, Curtbone TV.